Hello everyone. I just wanted to do the video log, the monthly one for this month for January. I have a few things that I need to discuss, so I'll go point by point, and I look forward for your feedback if you want to send it to me via email or come and talk to me any way that you want to get in touch with me, because some things we really need to discuss. Number one, the first thing, grades. We do know we're closing this week, but I'd like to just talk a little bit about grades in general. As always, we always say there should be no surprises. People should be aware if they're going to fail. When it comes to special ed students, a special ed student can fail. If every modification has been made and the student isn't producing, that student can fail. But you have to note the flip side. That also means that there should be a reconvene of the team because something is not working. So if you're making all the modifications that you need to make and the student is still failing, be prepared that there will be a reconvened team meeting for you to look and see what is going on. Are the modifications correct? Is there a program problem? Something of that nature. The other thing is, on the flip side too, is high failure numbers. As an educator, I would think second quarter, if we're noticing a lot of kids that are failing your classes, that would be a way to maybe reassess and say, what I'm doing, is it working? Should I be doing something different? I'm not trying to say that kids shouldn't be held to a high standard. I'm not trying to say to change any of that. But what I am trying to say is that at some point, when there's a lot of failures in one area or one section or maybe one subject, it's always good to reassess and look and say, okay, what's not working? Reminder of that is the vision statement that we came up with 3 years ago, and maybe that's something we need to change. I'm just going to read it real quick. The Andrews Middle School provides students with a safe and nurturing learning environment where students will excel academically, emotionally, and socially in an ever-changing 21st century world. Our students will both work individually and collectively to develop thinking and problem-solving skills. Our students will acquire these skills to thrive as responsible members of a community, dedicated citizens, and productive workers. The Andrews Middle School mission statement is based on the core values of excellence, responsibility, respect, and the environment, with the focus on the whole child. That is our vision statement. If that's something that we feel is still continuing on, and that's something that we're all striving to do, then that should be something that we reflect on our practice. So I ask that we please give that an effort, relook at things. Again, it's not that I'm saying that everybody should fail. What I'm saying is, if you have a high number of failures in your class, take a look, see, is it the subject? Is it the instruction? I know this is difficult, we're all in a transition year, but it's something I'd like everyone to reflect on. Let's move to vertical teaming. Two things I want to talk about. One is I've been looking at the Google Docs that get sent, and I noticed that the direction of vertical teaming has sort of shifted. My hope is that with the Common Core is that kind of working on making sure that we're all aligned on every grade level when it comes to specific subjects. What I'm seeing more of is discussions of ELL standards, of what you need to do for certification. And those conversations are all well and good, but I kind of want to leave it more towards curriculum. And again, we were talking about coming up with a common assessment as we go down grade levels and seeing what kids have. I just haven't seen where that has gone. So I'd ask that when we do meet in vertical teams that we start shifting our focus back into doing the curriculum work that we were discussing last year. Secondly, I'd like to propose that we change vertical teaming for the next school year into a different direction. Basically, what I'd like to do is 1 month we do vertical teaming, 1 month we do a faculty meeting. Just to kind of balance it off. I know some people have expressed concerns that vertical teaming has sort of changed and they're not getting the products that they would like or expected to come out. And some people feel that meeting as a group is good too because they don't see each other throughout the day. So for next school year, my proposal will be, let's do, again, 1 month and we'll figure it out. I'll give you a schedule when we return of doing vertical teaming, and 1 month doing a faculty meeting so we can discuss that. Next subject, last night at PTO, Night of Excellence was brought up. A lot of parents stressed that it was very chaotic, and having student volunteers was difficult to do. It's hard because I know by contract I can only require teachers to come 2 nights a year. One being curriculum night, which I feel is important because that's the time where we go over standards and what your expectations are, and so that night's important. The Night of Excellence, as it was originally in the past, and I have heard statements that it hasn't been as great. Some people have called it the Night of Mediocrity because you don't get as many parents as you'd like. My proposal would be is to make it just an incoming 6th grader open house, but I would need the whole faculty to help out with tours, with answering questions, things of that nature. The other idea would obviously be to keep it the way it is, but stagger the times so that we say, okay, at this time will be the Night of Excellence, and at this time will be the 6th grade open house. I just don't know how you can get that done in the time frame that we have, as I started to think about it last night. So this is something I would require definitely feedback on. I need emails, I need discussions, you sitting as teams and discussing it, how you feel the Night of Excellence has gone. And I'm not just talking about 6th grade, I'm talking about all grades as you go through it. Is it just a night where they're just showing the work and not a lot of people are coming? Or can I utilize you to help me make the Andrews attractive so we get our 6th grade numbers to be where they should be? So again, please give me any feedback on that nature. Finally, the last point is obviously security within the school. We know what happened right before Christmas break. We know that that was a very big tragedy, and that's something that's discussed. People have asked, okay, when are we going to do a lockdown drill and all that? Before we get into any of that, I'd like to start a committee to review our basically emergency procedures that we have listed. The goal would be to have one person from each grade, have an exploratory teacher and a support staff, because everybody's sort of entwined within the building and have different ideas. So if I had one representative from each floor, having the support area as well as an exploratory teacher, so that information can be restored, that'd be great. The quicker that we kind of get going on this, the quicker we'll start making sure that everybody's in the same plan as we move forward. Maybe we like the plan that we have, maybe we need some readjustments. Once we develop everything and we come up with new ideas, then we'll start practicing the lockdown drills and going through it. If you are interested in being part of this committee, I ask that you again, email me, contact me, put a note in my mailbox, whatever you'd like to do. It is important. And I don't know exactly the time frame of when we meet. It might have to be after school at some point, but it's very important for us to be organized and everybody knows exactly what's going on. I want to thank everybody for their attention. I know this is probably one of the longest video emails that we go through. Just quick, everything that it touched upon was grades, vertical teaming, Night of Excellence, and security. Please take time and reflect what I'm talking about. See if anything hits home or if it doesn't. And again, this is only going to work through communication. So any way that you want to talk, if you feel like you want to set up a meeting, we sit down and we talk about it. Please do. Any way that I can, help out or share my insight, it's fine as well. So again, thank you. And again, please consider everything that was discussed.